Hello, I am Debbie Arnold and welcome to Beauty Investigates. This is my gorgeous co-host,
Debbie McGee.
And we decided that we were just sick of never knowing what treatments worked and what didn't, so we thought we'd start investigating.
Exactly. Sherlock Holmes and Watson.
Yes, and this is Sherlock Holmes and Watson, our juniors, Dee and Natalie, and we've been making loads and loads of inquiries about things, and things we didn't know worked, and things that do work and things that don't work. So we have two specialists on our show. Today is about faces, isn't it, Debbie?
It is all about faces, because I would never have treatment, but I had a huge age spot which was going browner and browner on my cheek, and then I was introduced to the wonderful Jenny.
So this is Jenny from Aspire.
Hello.
And there is Dee Anderson and Natalie. So Natalie, you need to tell everybody about your journey, because you didn't want to have any treatments either, did you? Not really.
I was terrified. I just didn't know how they worked. So this was the most, well, you were quite persuasive. But it was such a good idea, because now I've tasted a little bit, I want more.
And Dee is the same thing, isn't it, really?
Exactly the same. I mean, Debbie, when I met you up with you again, years later, after meeting you the first time, you said to me, "Oh my God, you need treatments." And I said, "I don't do treatments or very much makeup." And I actually have been Debbied.
Yes.
I've been Debbied, and look at it, isn't it wonderful? And Jenned, of course.
Debbie and Jenny. So Jenny O'Neill, she does a lot of cosmeceutical things. Is that right, Jenny? You tell us about how you work.
Yes. So I think my mantra really is natural looking results with expert care, but I am a medical aesthetics expert.
And can you tell us what exactly that means?
So medical aesthetics is a medical solution, but it's all about aesthetically pleasing results that relate to the skin and skin problems, as well as looking at structure and looking at anti-aging, positive aging solutions.
So Jenny, does that mean that everything that you do, nothing is cutting, nothing's invasive?
No,
it's mostly
injectables, yes.
Yes.
But nothing's cutting or surgical or invasive. We are definitely non-surgical.
Yeah, because I think that's what most of us have always been frightened of. You've heard horror stories of people having facelifts and things. I think, no, there's no way I could go there. But what we're going to learn from you is there are other ways of enhancing your looks and keeping yourself looking younger without having a scalpel anywhere near you.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
I think people just don't realise it, because there's not that much out there. There's loads of treatments out there. People are talking about this, that, and it's confusing. It really is confusing. Nobody knows what they need. All they do know is they don't want to end up with trout pout lips like that.
Yeah.
And they don't. And they don't want to end up with a fat face that's full of fillers. So, I mean, you do fillers. What is the difference between them? Say for a filler for your lips for a filler for your cheeks. And a lot of people don't know the difference between Botox and fillers anyway.
I've started you girls on a journey of so much more. But going back to Botox and fillers, the basic difference between them is that Botox is designed to relax muscle in a very controlled way. So if we put less pressure on the skin, then we don't get the wrinkles. So it's a preventative thing, but also by relaxing the muscle, we just smooth those lines gently to produce a much smoother skin surface.
Pause Live, the UK's largest menopause event. Get solutions to your symptoms. Meet over 70 brands and laugh out loud at our live stage. Plus, free taster sessions in our wellness hub. Come and connect with your tribe. Tickets are from just $10.99. Get your sparkle back and head over to pauselive.com.
In the 18th century, they used so much white makeup, usually to cover up their pockmarks from smallpox,
but it would mean that their features would disappear. So they would burn cork or they would burn wood to create coal to put under their eyes, around their eyes, on their eyebrows, and also they would just cover up any spots they had and make it a beauty spot. The women used to cut out little bits of, in fact I think probably the men did as well, they would cut out bits of taffeta or velvet and stick it on their cheeks over their spots. Now, if this appeared on their right cheek, it said, "I'm married, leave me alone." And if it appeared on their left cheek, apparently it said, "Hey boys, come and get me."
You see, it's all brilliant stuff, it really is. But Natalie was very interesting because Natalie did not want to go down having any fillers, any Botox. She was very, very much against it. So we took Natalie on another journey with Lisa, who is going to join us soon. So it's very interesting how we've gone on one journey with our faces and Natalie's gone on another. Dee, tell us about the Lamecca.
Well, the Lamecca was brilliant.
Because Debbie's had that as well.
Yeah, and because I did have, well, Jenny, you were brilliant. And when you said about being an artist, it's almost like you're a sculptor looking at my face. Because it's like you redesigned my face, you know. And you did so much lovely stuff. But the Lamecca has been very effective for me. Because like you, Debbie, I had 2 brown spots and veins. And I didn't even really kind of think you'd attack the veins, and you did. And it was so amazing. And you were so gentle and lovely. And gosh, you know, you're brilliant at doing this. So I had a wonderful time with you. And I think it was 4 you gave me. And looking at my skin now, people are saying to me, "Wow, you look really well." You know, and that's all they say. They don't go, "Oh my God, you've had stuff done." But it's
And
that's
when you're consulting people, it's very important to make that a very individual process. And I always listen to what's the most important thing to you. And despite what I might think would be helpful, I think it's not helpful if it's not important to you. So the first thing that Debbie ever said to me was that she had this large pigmentation area on her cheek that really bothered her, and it was the first thing that she saw when she looked in the mirror.
Yeah.
So in my mind, that was the thing I needed to deal with first.
Yeah, and we've got some photographs of Debbie, which we will show.
Hello everybody, I'm here arriving at the Aspire Clinic to have some treatment on my age spots, so I'll let you know how I get on.
And what else, Debbie? What else did you have done?
Well,
these are facial treatments that we're talking about. Right
Yeah,
now.
so, you know, I'm a person, I don't want a scalpel, and I didn't want fillers or anything. I'm very scared of all of that. So Jenny guided me, really. So what I've had done is I had the Lamecca initially, which took off this, you know, great big brown
but how
age
does it
spot.
do that?
So again, it's using LED light, which is a very safe light, and the pigmentation absorbs the light, and it makes the pigmentation crust, and then I describe it as peppering off, because when you're taking your makeup off, the pigmentation just peppers off when you're cleansing, over quite a short period of time, really, doesn't
yeah,
it?
I think within 2 days it had fallen off. But I'll also add to that was that for me, it wasn't even a vanity thing, because I could cover it with makeup. People didn't know I had it. But my father had one exactly the same as mine, and in his 70s it turned to skin cancer, and then he had to have radiotherapy on his face, and it wasn't very nice. And so once mine started to get darker, that was in my head, is will it mine then turn to skin cancer? So there were 2 sides to the story.
Yes.
And then Jenny, from that, this light treatment, which worked immediately, very quickly, no downtime afterwards really at all. You then said to me, well, actually, Debbie, we can make your skin look much better with a treatment called neogen, or neogen? Neogen.
Yes.
So tell us what neogen is, because I had neogen afterwards, which has made my skin glow.
So neogen is one of the quite a new treatment on the market, but using plasma technology, plasma energy, to do 3 things. First of all, it resurfaces the skin, and there is a bit of downtime with it, which I manage my patients through, I think, quite well. But I give the patients an enzyme peel that they can put on the skin.
I love
and
that.
you love it, don't you?
I love that peel. In fact, you gave me a bottle of it, Jenny, and I've used it. My favourite place, of course, is my back, where I shouldn't be using it, my arms,
Well, you
and
can use it
my
anyway.
feet.
Yeah. And all it does is it lifts the
It's
skin
such a lovely
surface
feeling.
and helps it come off all in one go, rather than have lots of little bits of peeling going on for ages. So there's things like that I can help people manage their downtime quite easily. And I think, would you agree that the downtime was easy to manage?
Really easy.
Yeah.
I mean, and I covered it with makeup really easily.
Yes.
So I wasn't really conscious of it
No.
after a couple of days, but it's worth it. Whatever the downtime, it's worth it.
Well, I think it's now time to meet Lisa. So this is not a competition, girls. This is the difference between sorts of treatments, which I think is very valuable that everybody needs to know about.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jenny,
My
for the
pleasure.
time being, and we will see you very soon.
See you soon.
So, excitingly enough, isn't it, Debbie?
Very.
Natalie has been making some inquiries of her own. She's been doing some detective work to tell us about, well, how things work if they are not cosmeceutical, if they are not cosmetic procedures. Natalie.
Yes, I was very scared of any procedures at all, so I was absolutely thrilled when Debbie said, you have to go to Lisa Harris. So I've just filled out my form, and I'm here with Lisa, who's going to do all kinds of extraordinarily wonderful things to me. I don't know what yet. My face has never been touched with any products. I have never done any Botox, you probably can see. But I'm really excited to try this because I don't know what's going to happen and how gorgeous I'm going to look afterwards. And here she is, the wonderful Lisa. And she is a great believer in all things natural. My great worry was that I might, if I do any of this stuff, get to the age of 70 and not be able to blow my candles out. I don't want to. So, Lisa, when I came to see Lisa, I felt very sallow. All I could see was my lines. And now my lines are still there because I feel they're natural, but that's not what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at a new skin, and I'm so excited to have been with you.
Thank you.
Over to you,
Lisa.
So how did you do this? I mean, and what is the difference, Lisa, between what you do and what Jenny does?
Well, I still use laser treatments and I still use cosmeceutical products. The only thing I won't do is Botox and fillers. So I like to work biologically with the skin, and that could be a number of treatments: radio frequency, biolasers. Also, gut health is really important. So we sat down, didn't we? We had a consultation. I talked about her food and supplements because that really helps the collagen from within, and mainly just talking about what you wanted really was to have that fresh look, that healthy look. And after the consultation, I sort of like planned a journey for her. So that involved cool laser, skincare, supplements, and mesotherapy as well, just to give that radiance in the skin and also to soften the lines. We did work on the pigmentation as well as the skincare I advise you to put on sort of like morning and evening.
So, as soon as somebody mentions laser to me, I go, doesn't it burn or whatever? So these are obviously special lasers, but what do they actually do to your skin?
So it's like a reset for the skin, and there's different parameters. It depends which laser we're actually using. And you're right, there is a little bit of downtime, but it's a safe laser. So what it does, it actually creates microscopic holes in the skin, and then we're rejuvenating the skin inside out. So we're actually clearing pigmentation, we're helping with the collagen production as well. Also it's skin firming as well. So it's everything in one. And the results are outstanding, really, really positive.
Yeah, I think the thing is about both lots of these treatment and the advantages and disadvantages in each one. The treatments that you do are totally incredible, and I've seen that the results But to me, I like things faster. And so Jenny's treatments are faster and instant. And I think that's, whereas Natalie didn't care, and a lot of people don't. They think, okay, we'll take it slower, and that's fine, and we'll get the treatments from within, whereas I want everything done in 5 seconds flat.
Except with the cool laser, which we'll probably explain between us in a minute, the very first time you are looking probably about 5 to 7 days, but after that it just gets shorter each time you do it. So it isn't really that long. I was just so curious the first time as to what was actually happening, and the first time was the longest downtime. But as I say, when you see the results on that I think you said, by 7 days, it was like suddenly looking in the mirror and seeing a new skin.
So what was happening in those 7 days? When the following day, what did your skin look like?
Well, I looked like a raspberry.
A tomato.
That evening, and Lisa said, go home and don't have a glass of wine. So I listened very carefully. I went home and I had a glass of wine. And I did look like a raspberry, but that was my fault. I thought, well, it serves you right. Anyway, the next day it was like sunburn. I just looked sunburned. And over the next few days, it just gradually started. It's all the lovely products that Lisa gave me. Lovely, calming, and it didn't bother me because I knew I was on this journey and it was going to go somewhere. And just gradually over the week, the skin just sort of, the top layer, I suppose, sort of peeled off very, very gently. It's not dramatic at all. And then the skin colour just went back to its normal colour, and at the end of it, it just felt like new skin.
Yeah,
and
so they're very,
lovely.
the neogen that's exactly the same sort of
Yeah,
thing.
so there are a lot of similar things. So the thing that I think is interesting, which is similar but different, you don't do fillers or Botox, but what you have is a treatment that's very similar, that isn't needles. So can you tell us about that?
So I like to work biologically with the skin, and that is a treatment called Mesotherapy. It's one of my favourite treatments, and all I'm doing is helping to emit sort of like ampules into the skin, so hyaluronic acid, enzymes. I can treat pigmentation, I can help to produce more collagen, done via this amazing technology called electroporation. And electroporation is a virtual needle, so I can actually let's customize a facial. I will actually apply the ampules over the skin, and the electrode actually pushes it right into the actual pores itself. As they come away from the skin, it actually transmits all the sort of like the hyaluronic acid, the vitamins right into the pore without any damage whatsoever.
It really feels good. You feel like you're getting this injection of moisture.
I was going to ask if it was painful,
really nice
but
no, not this one.
There are
Loads you can, and it's just an amazing technology. I mean, not everybody wants to have Botox or fillers, but I can offer an alternative. So I call my treatments progressive, not aggressive. Even after 6 months, the skin is still improving because you've worked so deep down in the dermis. It's sort of like manipulating the skin cells, but also you have to work on the inside. So I did say, Natalie, good skincare, good supplements, and you just improve the efficacy of the actual treatment. Amazing results. And also, really important, we did a lot of muscle toning as well, because muscle is the scaffolding, if you like, for the skin. It's the same as toning the body. You have all these wonderful facial muscles. We've got about 56 in the face, and we just need to tone them. We can do them by massage, EMS. You loved that, didn't you?
I loved it. I love everything you've done, because it has felt very natural, everything that Lisa's done. And because Lisa's so passionate about her subject and what she's describing to you, it's just she's so passionate about it, and you feel incredibly comfortable having all this done. Actually, the cool laser, the first time, it was unexpected. It wasn't painful, but it was just a strange, uncomfortable feeling. Second time round, I knew what to expect.
But no treatments. I don't think anything of these sort of treatments are ever particularly comfortable. No. I think this is not like you're going for a gorgeous facial and to relax. This is where there's no pain, there's no gain. And I think it really works like that.
And can I ask, with friends I've got that have had Botox or fillers and they need to go back sort of every 6 months. With these laser treatments and things, is that another, as you said, they keep on working, but do you come to a point, yes, you have to go and have it again?
I think it's really important that I sit down, and I always say this is a journey. So your first 3 treatments are quite intense. You sort of like space them out over 2 weeks or 4 weeks, depending what I'm doing. But I tend to combine my signature treatments will involve working with muscle toning, skin, then lasers. There's a combination of multiple technologies, so you can just cut it down to 3 treatments. And obviously that tell them to come back maybe in about 2 weeks, 2 months' time, just to keep the maintenance, to keep maintaining that look on the skin. We're still aging. You know,
You might be.
I don't think she is. She looks incredible.
the same, by
Can
the
I
way.
just ask Lisa something? You're talking to me today about here,
Yes.
which is my problem area, and you said that you could help me with that.
Yes.
Can you tell it, because I know a lot of people who've had that, you know, going forward as we get a little bit more mature.
So there's a number of treatments. We can work with radio frequencies and raising and tightening this area with LED lights. Again, we can use mesotherapy, and I can actually sort of like disperse fat cells naturally. We're using natural substance, by the way.
Wow.
And over a couple of weeks, what you will see, your collagen has kicked in. It will just start to tighten around this jawline. There are amazing technologies out there, as well as sort of like massaging and doing facial exercises. You've got to work with muscle as well at the same time. So I teach my clients some facial exercises in the morning, 2 minutes. You'd be surprised what that is actually
I know, I
doing.
look like a loony in a traffic jam, I swear to you. I'm not going to do any here for you. But,
So I think this is very interesting. I mean, you know, to have the opportunity to actually know what is what, because we just don't, and we don't have the privilege of people like you and Jenny to talk to us, to tell us, and so that's why today has been so important for us to meet you both, and you know, to know what's going on, for our public to know what's going on, because I think there are a lot of women out there who have no idea where to start.
Absolutely, it's a minefield out there. I mean, I've been in the industry for 30 years. It's changed beyond belief, but the technology has always been there, and it's stood the test of time. Radio frequency, LED lights, you've got IPL, mesotherapy, muscle toning. It's just got better and better and better.
The thing is that what I've learned today is that it's kind of like, it's a bit of, I feel a bit of both. Because I do love my Botox. I do. I don't know if I could live without it. I mean, to
I
me,
don't think you could.
No, I could see. It's been, because it's been so much part of my life for so long, and I really do love it. And I think, you know, the little bit of enhancement I've had elsewhere, like my lippies.
Am I allowed to ask you, and you can say, get lost, Debbie, or they can edit it, but what age were you when you first had Botox?
40.
Yeah, because I worked with an actress last year.
Last year, that was.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, of course.
And she was 38, and she ran in one night before the play, and she said, Debbie, what am I going to do? And she was bruised from having Botox here, and she was this beautiful 38-year-old girl, and I thought, what on earth are you doing spending your money on that? But then I spoke to somebody else who did Botox, and they said, no, the earlier the better, because then the wrinkles don't actually ever happen. Would you agree with that?
No, not at all.
Well, it has with me.
No.
Well, you see, we are going to agree to disagree here.
Well, yeah, that might be a story.
Because
for
I'm
another
900.
day.
Because I'm 900 years old. But anyway, we'd like to thank, wouldn't we? We'd like to thank the wonderful Lisa and the gorgeous Jenny for coming in to tell us about these fantastic treatments. And we will be back, won't we, Debbie?
Yeah, with more.
With more bodies.
Yes, and Sherlock and Watson.
Sherlock and Watson over there, who are, you know, trying so many treatments, their faces will fall off, I think, eventually. But we hope you enjoyed our show. If you do follow us on Instagram and on Twitter, we're all over the place. It's not Twitter anymore now, it's
X.
Instagram,
Insta, or even Ins.
Yeah. Ins, X, or Facebook. I don't know what we're on, probably. We're trying to be hip. Please watch us, and please enjoy our show, and let us know if you have any questions to ask us. We'd love to answer them. See you soon. Bye.